Channel. Today I have a super exciting weekly whips update for you. So if you're new to my channel, every Monday I post a weekly whips video, which is just showing you all my current crochet works in progress. If I've started anything new or finished anything or just continued to work on some projects, you get to hear it all on Mondays. So this week has been interesting. I don't know if you guys are like me, but there's sometimes where I'm really into like all the projects that I currently have going and I want to get them finished up. And then there's other times where I'm like wanting to try out a million different types of yarn and new things, and it's been one of those weeks for sure. There's been one project that I have made a lot of progress on, and then everything else is pretty much new. So let's get started. So I have all my stuff, you can probably see it over here, it's like piled up. But okay, what should I talk about first? Well, first of all, let's talk about these scrunchies. So about a week ago, I put out a Bernat velvet haul, and in that video, I talked about how I wanted to make a velvet blanket and maybe a velvet cardigan. Well, as I started that project, I watched a video from a girl that had made a velvet blanket and said that she had some issues with it, like with the velvet, because it's so smooth that it would kind of cause loops to come up in the blanket. So I did about 5 rows of this blanket and I noticed I already had like 2 loops. So it's just like where the yarn will get, I don't even know it, I don't feel like it was even snagged or anything, but that it just does it on its own. It just doesn't stay together well. So I completely scrapped that, and I thought about returning the velvet yarn, but then I was like, no, I really do love it, and there's other things I can use it for, like maybe some, like the squishmallows. I've seen people make a lot of those with velvet yarn, and also scrunchies. So I thought, I'm debating on maybe starting an Etsy shop. I'm not for sure yet, but if I do, these would be great to sell. But I've seen these before, the velvet scrunchies. I just never have made any. You just use a hair tie and double crochet around the whole thing until you get it to be the way that you want it to be. But I'm using one right now, and I actually love these. So my hair, regular elastics don't really hold my hair that great. So this adds like another layer of stability to it, if that makes sense. It just makes it, I don't know, it's great. Like, honestly, and I feel like, you know, it's not going to pull your hair because it's velvet, so it's smooth, and I literally love these so much, and they're really cute. They'd be great for gifts, great for like setting up at a craft booth or something, or selling on an Etsy shop. These are great because they don't cost very much money to make, and you can also sell them at a really great price. So happy I made these. Now I'm super happy I have the velvet yarn, and I want to make a ton of these. Okay, the next thing is I really wanted to try Tunisian crochet. So Hobby Lobby last week had all of their Yarnology notions, which is just basically like crochet and knitting tools, half off. So I thought this would be a great time just to buy a couple Tunisian crochet hooks and try it out. So I made this dishcloth and you can obviously see it's not a perfect square. So let me try to show you this up close. So here's the front and the back. Sorry, the lighting's kind of crazy today because it's overcast, so sorry about that. But yeah, obviously I need some more practice, and to be honest with you, I did really enjoy trying something new, but it was kind of difficult. Like, it was more challenging than I thought it would be, just to get the right tension and to know what size hook to use, because if you do any research on Tunisian crochet, the edges tend to roll And so to like combat that, you're supposed to use a bigger hook size than what the yarn recommends, as well as your tension needs to be different than what you normally use. And so there's just a lot to it. I'm glad I tried it, and I would like to try more in the future. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And then the next thing, what should I talk about? Okay, so the beach cover up, I got done with the first panel, so really excited about that, and it turned out well for the most part. See, there's I haven't weaved in the ends yet, but there's the neckline. So it has sort of, she calls it a V-neck, sort of V-neck-ish, but sort of just round. So there's that. And so I need to make another panel just like this, but without the neckline, and then we will sew them together and add some 3/4 sleeves, and it will be all done. So that has been a priority for me this week. It is a little bit narrow. It's about 16.5 inches wide, which I don't want this to be super tight on me. I want it to be a little bit loose. So I don't know how that's gonna work out. Hopefully it'll be fine. Okay, so then I have that front panel done, and then a little bit on the second panel, just a few rows. And then the yarn that I made the Easter eggs out of was a fingering weight yarn, so a number 1 yarn, and I really love it. And Hobby Lobby has several other colorways of this particular yarn, and I really was tempted to buy another colorway in it the other day when I was there, but it was more of fall colors, and I was like, no, I'm gonna try to use it first in the way that I want to use it and see if it works out. So I started making a beanie. It's just it's a basic ribbed beanie. It's one that you make a rectangle, and it's a fold over beanie. So you cinch the top together, and then you'll fold over the bottom. And I used the Hobby Lobby, one of the yarn IDs. It's very super soft. I really like this yarn. And then of course there is the fingering weight yarn from Hobby Lobby. I can't remember the name of this, and I don't have the label anymore. But I just thought the way that the colors fade into each other is amazing. And so really great ombre effect. So what I wanted to do was hold a strand of that yarn with a regular 4-weight yarn, and so far it's great. Here's, like I said, the beanie is just a ribbed beanie, so rectangular shape, but you can see, so there's the blue, and then it fades over to the green, and then I think by the time I'm done it will have also faded into that yellow color. So I just thought that was really cute, and I was really into just seeing how it would work up. So I did a lot on that this week. And then I also, so Lion Brand had an amazing clearance sale a couple weeks ago, and I'm still waiting on my big shipment to arrive. I placed 2 different orders. And so once I get the rest of it, I think it hopefully will be here this week, and then I'm gonna do like a big clearance yarn haul for you guys. But the first shipment that I got was the Comfy Cotton by Lion Brand, and I got 3 cakes of it because it was only like, I think around $2 a cake. So there's a lot of yardage on these cakes, so I was just like, why not? So $6, around $6, $6 or $7 total for 3 big cakes of it. And I was like, what am I gonna make with this? It's an interesting yarn because it's a blend of cotton and polyester, and I don't know the technical term, but basically the fibers are just twisted together so they come apart very easily. And so I didn't know what to make with this, but I found a really cute pattern for another beach cover up, and so I did start on that. This is what I have so far. So basically you make a really long chain, like 180, and at first I actually made the whole chain and then realized it was like so super long, but I was like, this can't be right, so I frogged it all. But then I realized the reason why it's so long is because you actually loop it over like this, So it goes like this. It's hard to show you. So it's looped over and you work one side and then you work the other side and then you sew it up the middle and in the back. So hopefully that makes sense. But so yeah, I totally get why it's so long now. This yarn is interesting. There is an up close look of what it's turning out to look like so far. I've only got 3 rows done. There's the skein up close. And I'll give you all the information about these in that video I have coming up, the yarn haul video. But this yarn is very interesting to work with. It's kind of frustrating, especially when you do the chain and stuff, because the way that I hold my yarn and the tension made the cotton in this kind of roll away, like down. Let me see if I can show you. So you see the white there is the cotton, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to show you, but basically, since they're not tightly wound together, it can move on the polyester, because the polyester is, you know, soft and smooth, and then you have that cotton and it gets almost like bunched up, if that makes sense. So let's see if I don't know, I can't find a spot to show you, but basically it can be frustrating. But I found it the most frustrating to make the chain, and then actually working stitches with it has been fun. So I do like it. I'm gonna have to work with it more and see what my final thoughts are on it. But another super exciting thing is I made some more yarn cakes for my newest scrap GAN, and I love them so much. I've already used most of this one, but here's what the new scrap GAN is looking like so far. So I made it about the same width as the other one, so it'll be just as big. I love this so much. And just a little recap on my other scrap GAN. I did a strand of white through the whole entire thing with different colors, and I didn't make my own cakes for that blanket. I just did the magic knot method and went along that way and just connected a new yarn every 1 to 2 rows, and I loved it. And I am gonna come out, I'm hoping the end of this week or next week, with a video on how to do that blanket and a more like close look at that blanket. But this has been really fun because I'm doing the yarn cakes this time, and so what I chose to do was hold 2 different colored yarns together instead of having the white go all the way through it. And I made each color go throughout 2 colors. So if you see here, let me find a good example. Okay, so the purple, I did the purple and the turquoise color, the teal, and then I cut the teal, kept the purple, and did the purple and the cream color. Then I cut the purple, added the mustard color, and did mustard and cream, and then cut the cream. So you can see what I mean. The only time that it doesn't work out that way is when I add a new cake, when I start using a new cake. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way, but you can't really tell at all. But I really love this. It's actually softer than the other blanket, because the other blanket I used the mainstays white through the whole thing, and it's okay, but it's really not that soft. With this one, I'm trying to use softer yarn, so really excited about that. There's the rest of the cake that I have that I'm using right now. And then this is my favorite one I've ever made, which I've only made like 4 or 5, but I love this. So this will be the one I'm using next. And I love this a lot. So you can do I actually usually just pull from the outside, because it's really easy. You can actually just set it down like this and then it just comes off this way. But I do keep a center pull there just in case I want to for whatever reason. But if you do the center pull, it'll eventually collapse on itself, and then you have to wind it again, and I don't want to do that. So pulling from the outside has been fine for me. So I will have to make up a lot of these, and they take a while. It took me about 40 minutes to wind up the the 3 that I made. I made another one that I'm going to show you. It's not for this blanket though. I just wanted to try my hand at kind of making, so these are 2 strands and then just random colors, which I think is beautiful, but I also wanted to try to make one that kind of looked like a Karen cake. So this one's using 1 strand, and what I did was I picked some bluish colors, so like a mint, a cornflower blue, a navy blue, and then like a lime green, and then a teal color. And I also had a white yarn that had a strand of all those different colors woven throughout it. And so what I did was I started with one of the colors, did several rotations of it, did a row of the white with all the different colors mixed in, then the next color, and then the other colors. So this is what it turned out to be. And this, I'm really happy with the way that this turned out. I feel like that it looks like something you could buy in the store. So I really love that. I don't know what I'm going to use this for yet, because like I said, it's only 1 strand, so I can't use it for my blanket. I mean, I guess I could, but I'd have to hold it with another color, and I don't want to do that. So eventually I will make something with this, and I may make up several more of them, and we'll see. I'm sure it is, but whatever I come up with, you will see in a future Monday video. But yeah, so that is all this week. A really productive week. I kind of was looking back at this week a few days ago and was thinking, man, I really didn't do a lot, but now seeing it all in front of me, I actually did a lot. And there are projects I kind of feel bad about putting on the back burner right now, like my pillowcase and my the shirt that I'm making out of the bamboo yarn and the mosaic blanket. You know, I kind of feel bad. I feel like I've neglected those projects, but for me, crochet is all about, it's my way to relax. It's my hobby, something that I just really enjoy doing. And so I have to remind myself that it's okay if I don't finish a project super quick. I can work on a project all year long and pull it out whenever I want to. And that's what works for me. And so if I'm in the mood to try out a new yarn or a new pattern, then that's what I'm going to do, because that is what keeps me motivated to keep crocheting. So I used to be the kind of person that would only try to finish one project before I started something else. And if you're like that, then that is totally fun. I think whatever way you enjoy to crochet is perfect. It doesn't matter if it's the way someone else does it. It's whatever works for you. But when I did that, I found that I would get bored, and then I would not crochet for weeks, sometimes months on end. And I don't want to do that. So I have just decided that having a lot of different projects going at once is what works for me. And obviously it can get too much. So I definitely am at the point now where I need to finish some things and try my best not to start anything else. But I'm sure when I get that Lion Brand shipment in, it's going to be really hard not to work with some of the yarn, and I'm sure I will, and that's okay. But anyway, I think that is all I wanted to share with you guys today, and I hope that you have an amazing week. I hope you had a great Resurrection Day yesterday and had time with your family, and we had a great weekend, so I'm very thankful for that. And I will see you soon in the next one. I'm hoping to have 1 or 2 more videos come out this week if I get the time. I am a stay-at-home mom, and of course with that comes not a lot of alone time. So I find it hard to find times to film a lot, but you know, my goal is to get another video at least out this week. So anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed seeing what I'm working on this week. Let me know what your favorite thing is that you saw in this video today. Or if you want to share what you have been working on, I would love to hear it. And until then, may God bless you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.